when you hear and you see in the radios, in the TV, that there is a war in Ukraine, Africans are going to die from hunger. So then you ask yourself, what sort of people are these? How can people Africa is 12 times the size of India. You can fit India into Africa 12 times. But with a population which is smaller than India up to now, you can imagine. Our population of the whole of Africa is now almost approaching the population of India. But with the land area 12 times. So you ask yourself, what's wrong with these people? And these people have got leaders, excellencies, honorables, right honorable. They have bishops, like the one here, lordship, what? What sort of, this was my problem. In the 1960s, this is how I disagreed with the leaders that time. That's why they were calling me a communist. That Kaguta's son has become a communist. Because I couldn't be part of this Nino. So, for Waganda tugamba, ntekisata muima, tekimumala konti, that if a Muhima doesn't die, even if the cows die, eventually he will get new cows. So I'm glad to see finally now some waking up. Abasoga to wake up to chikoba tutya. Abasoga. Huh? Kusituka. That is standing up. Abasoga bazira bigambo. Because you may not stand up, but at least you wake up. Huh? Kuva mondoro bako batia. Just to wake up, not kuva mondoro. Tibalina bigambo basoga. At least the Banyankore are better off because they say kusimuka. Even if you don't stand up, even if you are still lying down, at least you are awake. Or kusimuka. Then to stand up is now okwemerera. You stand up. So this is the whole thing. Agriculture is science. And it's science which was discovered by the ancient people almost 10,000 years ago, when people learned how to get seeds from the bush and plant them at home. Because in the past, they didn't know that. In the past, man was a hunter-gatherer. He would go to the bush and pick food from the bush. But about 10,000 years ago, he learned how to get the seeds, identify some seeds from the bush and plant them. And I think that's when the Wanyankore also learned how to domesticate cows. Instead of going to hunt them in the bush, they brought them home and started looking after them. But from that time, the Africa has just been there, agriculture of 10,000 years ago. It has not moved beyond that. That's why you get all these problems. And we have got data. You must be hearing that Banyankore are banana growers. If you fly over some of those places, like Ushenyi, like those places, Isinjiro, Rwampara, so many acres of bananas. But you ask them, how much are you producing per hectare? The Munyankore who is doing well will tell you that I'm producing 5.3 tons per hectare. But our sister, Dr. Muranga, who has been fighting the system for all this time, I started supporting her when she was a young girl. Now she's something else. Being frustrated by our system. When she went to Nyarizinga and started producing the bananas using science, she has now gone to 53 tons. The Banyankore and allied groups, 5.3 tons. Dr. Muranga, 53 tons, the same hectare. And when I visited her, she told me that in Brazil, they have actually gone to 80 tons per hectare. So you can see, how can this go on like this? So, I am glad that now it seems there is some small waking up. That's why I'm coming here. Now we have the tractors. Kasur has told us that the tractors act quicker. What takes 4 men a week, they do it in what time? In an hour. So, what we are gaining there is speed. So that you finish this, you go to do other things. Instead of just being here, 4 men for a week. Badiao. That's why when we were in the university studies, we used to have something we called disguised unemployment. Abantu benshi bakora nayo tukirabika. Barabika ngabakora nayo they are actually unemployed. So to spend 4 people to spend a week on 1 acre is disguised unemployment. But what other advantage can the expert come and tell me other than the speed? When you use a tractor, what other advantage? Do you go? Of course, you go deeper. Is it good to go deeper? Tell us, because now that we are waking up, we need to know all that.
Thank you, Excellency. The advantage of doing a tractorization is, other than acting quicker, these tractors help us to ease penetration, that is, soften the soil, so that if there is little rain, you should be able to get enough water for the plant. And it also gives you timely planting.
Okay.
Timely planting.
So now you can hear the advantages.
And this equipment, other than only opening of the land, it has activities that you will be able to use them for pumping water for irrigation. So you don't only use this tractor for plowing.
I will come to those. I just wanted the other one.
But Your Excellency, also tractors don't get sick.
Oh,
So I think that is the biggest advantage in my view. They don't get sick, they are not hungry, you only need to feed them with fuel
very good.
and maintain them. So thank you, sir.
Very good. So now you can hear how the tractors will change this flooding you see. When you see there is flooding, some of the flooding is caused by the what we call in Luo, alele. The Baganda call it omkoka. The Banyankole call it omtunga. Now, when this alele comes, when the ground is compacted, when the ground is hardened, the water passes on top and goes off. That's why you get flooding. But if the soil is loose, then the water will sink in the soil. And it will make, so all those are advantages of the tractors. And Kasur has said that they also don't get sick, so they don't need sick leave and maternity leave and all of those. But now, as the Commission has told you, these equipments, some of them are for planting. You can also use them to plant. Some of them can pump water. I have seen one where I am normally a customer, the one of Okweya dams. Okweya, what you fellow you would call in your language, desilting. I saw it there. They need to come and help me because my dams are now full of papyrus and all that. But with the long arm, it can pull out the vegetation, but also pull out the omshayo, the mud at the bottom. But now, this is one side. Now that we have chore, we must really chore, not remain half asleep. After plowing, you must plow also in the right way. Where you live, what we call agro practices, good agro practices. Like, for instance, having trenches along the contours, which can capture the water and keep it there. Having spacing, using fertilizers, so that, and irrigation, because that's what Dr. Muranga is doing. That's where she has gone from the Banyankore 5 tons to 53 tons, 10 times. So you can imagine, Uganda now is one of the biggest producers of bananas in the whole world. I think it is second to India. Even when we are using the primitive technology, but we are still. So you can imagine, if we now follow Dr. Muranga, where shall we put these bananas? Production will be so big, even fighting for land among families, because the land they have, they are not using it properly, then they start fighting. Instead of knowing that the same land can produce much more for all of them. So I am here to therefore do this simple work of commissioning this machinery. But this is one aspect of the whole effort of modernization of agriculture. What is important also here is that they are not just importing tractors already built, they are assembling them here. They import them knocked down, then they come and assemble them here. How much does that, what percentage does that save on value? What percentage?
Your Excellency, sir, it saves 40% of the total cost.
What?
It saves 40% of the total cost of a tractor.
40?
Yes.
Ooh. So you can hear the Nino. Because previously they were importing an already built tractor. Now that tractor which is already built takes a lot of space on the ship. Takes a lot of space on the ship. So the ship people say you must pay a lot of money because your tractor is covering a big space. And you cannot put tractors on top of one another when they are already built. But when they are knocked down, you can put the parts in crates. They use less space on the ship. That's why that simple act, that simple Garvin spectacles of seeing what is correct. This is the problem. Africa bazira Garvindi. Africans don't have spectacles. They don't see. Now you can imagine that little thing of, instead of importing, it's the same tractor, but when it is built, you spend more money on its transport than on even the so 40%. And now I want to congratulate agriculture for this Garvindi Banangi. But as a kwambara Garvindi zirabako. So where they are moving now with their partner, Cooper something, there was a Mzungu who was here. They will now start making some of the parts here, manufacturing them here. So the value made here will no longer be 40%, it will be more than that. And in the end, we can make the whole tractor here. So I'm very happy to be here, and I congratulate you. It is now, I have already commissioned the project, so I now inform you that I have.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency, for the words of wisdom and guidance. And now it is really time for your commission. Now it is flagging off this equipment. So, Your Excellency, you'll be flagging off the equipment for the beneficiaries. And the team that joined His Excellency in inspecting the equipment will step forward to join him at the place of flagging off. The honorable ministers, please, will come forward and join the president in flagging off the equipment. The team that received the president up there, please, you're the same people. And then the representative of the beneficiaries, that is Mr. Akuta from Amuria. Akutu, then Ambassador Makmot from Oyam, and the Bishop from Renzori, East Renzori Diocese. Please join in flagging off the equipment. The rest of us will remain where we are. Thank you very much. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for performing that duty. So after now, as Excellency gets back to the tent, we get to sing the anthems. So thank you, and may all rise then for the anthems. Having successfully come to the end of this function where the Excellency has commissioned the tractors. Thank you. Thank you very much. So all the invited guests, please, there's lunch for us so we can stay behind. Thank you.
Excuse. Hello. The announcement is, if you have come with the people to be trained, who are supposed to be trained as operators, you leave them behind here. We are going to get in touch with them, register their names, and then we take them where we are going to accommodate them and start the training. After the training, that's when we now deliver the tractor to you. please leave the person behind with us. If you have not come with him, please send him by tomorrow to this place here. And also, please don't leave. We prepared some lunch. Let's share the lunch with us. So we have a lunch we prepared for you. Don't leave behind.